So unless you figure out what success is to you, you're going to end up killing yourself trying to find out. Welcome to the Time Domination Show. I am your host, James Borman. And if you are coming through, please do let me know. So a really important one today. One of the biggest lessons I think that I've learned since running my own business or being in business is understanding what success looks like and feels like to me. Not to anybody else, not comparing myself to anyone else, but understanding what success was to me. Because what I did, let's go, Jesse, was kill myself, grinding myself into the ground to figure out what it was all for. Like, how do I know that I feel like I'm on the right path? How do I know that I'm being successful? How do I know that I'm doing the right thing? How do I know that I'm moving forwards? Like, how can I get that clarity? If I don't know what that is, I'm going to keep fucking killing myself in this business. Keep sacrificing my time and my energy with my kids, with my family, doing the things that I love, with my friends, for this fucking business that's going to own me. And that was a really difficult period of my life, trying to weigh up what was super important in my life and trying to figure out how I could have that feeling of success. Now, there were other influences, such as external influences, like following people on social media, looking at what they were doing, judging their success on mine, judging my friends' success on mine. And I was comparing where I was to them. And that didn't help because it just piled on the pressure that I wasn't achieving enough, that I wasn't where I wanted to be, even though I didn't know even though I didn't know what the answer to that question was. I didn't know where I wanted to be. Okay, I wasn't where I wanted to be compared to others, but yet I still didn't know where that was. So that's like a merry-go-round. Round and round and round. So you can imagine the mental and emotional torment that we find within our own businesses. And then it twigged, and then I got to it, and then I figured out, what does success look like to me? I used to think it was money. I used to think, how much fucking money does your business take? Great. And I used to think, oh, that's great. But then it didn't. Had no emotional connection, had no feeling. And the thing that I valued most was living life on my terms. Having the freedom to start work when I wanted, to finish work when I wanted, to go and play golf when I wanted, to do the school runs. So time was the success for me. Managing my time, not doing 40, 50 hours a week, killing myself, trying to achieve something, trying to grow something, trying to establish a successful business overnight. And to me, it wasn't necessarily about the income, but the way of life. And that was what was important for me, was the way of life. I went into business because I was passionate about helping people. But I didn't want it to be at the sacrifice of my own mental and emotional health. I didn't want it to be at the sacrifice of losing friendships and relationships. I wanted to help people in one part of my life, but then be dad and husband and friend on another. So there was balance. And that's when I went all in and I figured out what that success was to me. And I went all in on it. I went all in on making sure that my time was valuable, that I valued my time and my energy, that I got the balance weight off, that I knew when I was starting and finishing, when I knew what part of my life business was going to play. It wasn't consuming my business, it was consuming my life. The business was no way, shape or form going to take the dominant reign on my life. It was just going to be one part of it, like being a dad, like being a partner, like being a friend. Business would just become part of that sequence. So that's why it's really important for you to sit down, away from the world, away from the fucking rush, away from the rat race, and figure out what you're trying to achieve and why you're trying to achieve it in your business. Like, if you're going for money, fucking dig out. But what amount of money will make you feel successful and content? At what point does it get to the point where you don't need to sacrifice your energy, your time, your well-being? Is it way of living? How much time do you need? How much energy do you need for that to work, for that to happen? You've got to be able to asking yourself these questions, because if you don't, there will be massive uncertainty. You'll have no clarity, and it will cloud your judgment, and it will cloud your progression, and it will cloud your mental health and emotional well-being. Let's go. And it's such an important part of being an entrepreneur, knowing these things. Such an important part. Because if this is not in the right place, if you have no idea what it is that you're trying to succeed at or be successful in, you're gonna end up killing yourself trying to figure it out and grinding yourself into the floor. And I don't want that. And my job role is to help guys be the asset of their business. And being the asset of your business is knowing exactly what success looks like to you. I hope that helps. Have an amazing day.